Welcome to the Land Your Bet Sports Betting Live Show. Welcome, everybody. Wednesday night. Well, 9 games. We had 9 games, and then the snow started falling in New Orleans, so they're not ready for that. So we are not going to have that game. So 8 games on the slate, as I'm sure everybody's aware now. Got a lot of you guys jumping in here early, so much appreciated. Probably means some of you guys have that notifications on for when we drop this stream, which is 5:30 p.m. every day. But obviously, it's good to know when we might go impromptu. Probably going to have one on Saturday because we have like 14 games on Saturday. So that's kind of how I want to start today. I do have some plays already up. If you guys want to make sure you're checking those out, we do have stuff up already on the card. And that's going to be scrolling on the bottom line there on that bottom scroll. So make sure you check that out as you guys are jumping in here. Got everybody in here already. Got Os, got Free Sauce, got Wealth Success, got Shadow Stefan, Nathan Recovery, got C Biz, Greg Patton. What's up, bro? Jalen Duran might be a look today. I like where you're at. Mega, what's up, bro? Welcome. Good energy today. We got a lot of games to look at, so we got a lot of opportunity. I've already got a good amount on the card, but I do want to just kind of start with y'all to just go over the injuries real quick, because I also want to share that with David, so that we're all on the same page about what we're looking for, because that's part of the reason we do this show, as we know, which is if there's injury reports that come up, then we're able to react to those real quick, which is perfect. So we're going to keep in mind a couple things here while we do stuff. This is Props Madness. I'll come back to that in a sec. I'm going to pull up the injury report and just start there. And I want to pull up another site in a second as well to show you how weird this schedule is coming up, because that's going to dictate, I think, a lot of these questionable tags. So we'll take a look at it real quick. In fact, you know what? Let me start there, because that actually is going to dictate how we look at these injuries, because there's going to be guys who are questionable that we might be able to understand if they're going to play or not. So what I'm using here is #basketball. This is to see who's playing on a back-to-back and what these team schedules are like. First of all, you can see here on Saturday, there's 14 games that are on the slate, because Sunday there's only one game, because they're not trying to compete with the NFL and the final round there before we get to the Super Bowl, obviously. So we're going to see 9 tomorrow as well. Just 3 on Friday, because then they're going to have everybody play except for like 2 teams on Saturday. So keep all that in mind. And the teams that we have here, this is really the best function of it. I can choose just Wednesday and just Thursday, and this is going to show me the teams that are playing today and the teams that are playing tomorrow as well. And I think there's only like one team on a back-to-back from yesterday. That is the Brooklyn Nets, who are not a real team, so we don't really care about what they're doing. Wednesday, Thursday, we got Hawks, Celtics, Mavs. The thing I'll draw your attention to, we've got the Celtics playing the Dubs tomorrow, Clippers tonight, and then the Warriors playing, obviously, the Celtics. What was the other one I wanted to make sure we looked at? Atlanta going to be playing the Knicks tomorrow, so we might be seeing some questionable tags, guys out for Atlanta. So keep all that in mind. Looking at the injury reports, let's keep an eye, David. Jalen Johnson's available, so this is why we're doing it. Great. So Jalen Johnson's available. We know that. Nothing else from this game that I was wondering about. The T-Wolves are going to be without Dante DiVincenzo. That's about it. And then over here for the Dallas Mavs, we're still waiting. This is the big stuff here. It's like Quentin Grimes, Najee Marshall now has an illness, which he missed like 2 or 3 weeks with recently. And then Clay tweaked his ankle. The other day at the end of that game that they lost to Charlotte. So now he's got that left ankle sprain questionable tag. If they want to play him tomorrow, because who are they playing tomorrow? Charlotte. No, we're over here on Wednesday, Thursday. Minnesota and OKC, right, is who we're looking at. My bad. I was looking at the wrong games here. I'm an idiot. So yeah, this right here is going to be the back-to-backs Wednesday, Thursday in this area right here. All right, keep that in mind. Go ahead and give that video a like as you guys are rolling in. I want to start to get to the plays that you guys are looking at, but wanted to keep in mind some of these injury reports. So let me just finish this up real quick. Obviously, all the Mavs guys, David. Brad Beal, I think, is going to play, so let's keep an eye on that one as well. But I do think he's going to be in this one. We'll see what they do against the Nets. I'm not even showing you this dumpster fire of an injury report for this team. For the Hornets, they're good to go as is. I do have a bet on the card for them. And then the Grizzlies are only going to be without looking like Jake LaRavia. So they're going to have most of their dudes in. Desmond Bane, obviously Triple J, and everybody else is going to be playing for them other than Jake LaRavia, which is whatever. Then in Cleveland and Houston, I do need to know about Karis LeVert. So let's keep an eye on that. He's going to impact a lot of stuff. I think he's going to start if he's able to go there. I think he's the dude who's supposed to be guarding Amin Thompson, which is another bet on the card tonight as well. So keep that in mind. The Rockets only Jabari Smith. Then we don't have this game. Utah, we already know who's playing over there, so nothing to worry about. I think Jalen Williams is going to be a go for the Thunder, J-Dub, but we do need to know if that's a guarantee or not as well for a couple bets. And then the Celtics, it's Drew Holiday, Al Horford, and Kristaps. That's going to be super duper important because we can definitely find some value with this Boston team if they don't have 1, 2, or 3 of those dudes right here, Holiday, Horford, and Kristaps. So we're keeping an eye on all that stuff. If you guys do see anything, feel free to throw it in the chat. It's going to be super helpful as well. Who's playing is everything, right? As we know. So that's where we start. Like I said, go ahead and give that video a like. I do want to let you know about a couple things real quick. If you want to jump into the VIP, no codes left for the discounts there. We had 50% off and we had 40% off. But if you want to get a free month, you can sign up for any of the codes that are listed in the link in the description of the video. Also going to see all those books scrolling underneath me. I got to take BETR off. Damn it. I got an email this morning that BETR is not on the list anymore. So sorry about that to the betters. It's not a partner for me right now, but I will be adding another book to it. We also have like Thrills and a couple other in there. So make sure you check that out. But you can go ahead and get a free month. Use code LYB when you sign up for any of the books that are listed there. And then send me a screenshot on Twitter and Discord. It's at JLBoogie. Once you send me that proof that you use that code, I'll go ahead and get you the free month in the VIP where we are up. This is yesterday's looks right here. Just to go over it real quick. I mean, the only thing I really want to talk about was Jakob Poeltl was not a great bet. To whomever is the dude blowing me up in the comment being like, that was a terrible look. I mean, I know it lost. I didn't need you to tell me that, but I mean, Jakob Poeltl could dominate Wendell Carter with the size. He just got fouls. So calm down. But anyway, still only lost half a unit because we went for it with the Mikal Bridges bets there. 1.6 units that he lost us because we couldn't get him to hit 20 points after having 10 in the first couple quarters. It was whatever, man. What do you want me to do with that? I mean, I'm not that mad at Mikal. He just stopped playing. And so what are you going to do? When he starts missing, he stops shooting. It's kind of a pain in the ass. The biggest takeaway was Mikal. No, Tristan Da Silva had 9 points for like the eternity of the game. Couldn't get there. So whatever. We still hit the Kel'el Ware is going to be someone to keep an eye on, man. I mean, he played garbage time yesterday, so we got to be careful, but he's starting. He's getting 30 plus minutes. He might be a rookie of the year candidate at this point. I mean, he is legit. There's not that many. So keep that in mind. But let's start getting into what I'm looking at here for these games on Wednesday. And we can kick it off using Props Madness. And last reminder, if you do want to get into Props Madness, you can get a free trial for 7 days, or you can also use code LYB, and that will get you 25% off of this platform here. If you have any questions while we're going over this stuff, jump in the comments. Let me know. I'm happy to answer any of the questions you might have about how to use this platform here. The Hawks and the Pistons. Bet that I do have down on the card is Cade Cunningham. I took his dimes in this game, and you can still get minus 110. I would play this up to like minus 125 for him to get 10 dimes in this one. And I don't know why this is rated so low. I guess they think he can score. Last game, he had 21 potential assists against this team. So wait, let me get head-to-head here. So you can look at head-to-head. This was earlier this season. Hovering over the game, I can see he had 21 potentials and 13 dimes in 36 minutes, and they won by 1 point. Also, those games were without Jalen. That game, rather, was without Jalen Duren and Oscar Thompson, especially Jalen Duren, who is his lob threat on the pick and rolls. When he doesn't have him, he's a little bit worse off with the assists. If you look at him with Jalen Duren this season, if I put Jalen Duren in, and we look at him with Cade, hasn't been going over as of late, but he's still at 9.7 on the season. In fact, that might be, it's like 9.9 on the season when he's playing with Jalen Duren. 9.3. Is that right? No, I think I went too many games. He hasn't played that many games with Jalen Duren. Has he? Because he missed a bunch of games. Anyway, he was at about 9.9 when I was looking at it a minute ago for whatever amount of games here. But the point is, he does get more with them. If you look at him on court with Jalen Duren and with Jaden Ivey off court, he's looking at about 11 assists per 36 minutes. That's what he's playing per game, is like 35, 36. So I think he's good for at least 10 in this one. I think he's probably going to end on 11 for the dimes. So took that for Cade. Don't have much else in this game. Now that we know Jalen Johnson's playing, maybe we could do a little bit more with that. But let me see what you guys are looking at in this game. There's a couple of things to consider. Let me know which site you're talking about there, Well Success. If you're talking about the injury report or hashtag basketball, it could be either of them, but both of them are linked in the description of the video. This is hashtag basketball. This is just the official NBA injury report. Like I said, both linked in the description of the video. So if you want to make sure you're able to get to those, that's where you can find them. All right, let's see. I'm going to thank you. Yeah, David's got that up in the comment for you guys. Oh, yeah, we should be talking about Jalen Duren. He's been balling. And I know that was a look from a couple of you guys as Jalen Duren on the double-double. So let me pull it up and see if we can get there with it. I will say something to keep in mind here. Atlanta is now starting Onyeka Okongwu. And what that has meant, and this is part of the reason for the bet of Cade, and this might actually help us bet on Jalen Duren. So I'm going over here to NBA Advanced Stats because once Okongwu started starting, I was like, all right, so what's that done? Because Okongwu's smaller than Capella. He's not the rim protector that peak Clint Capella is or was, because peak Clint Capella is gone because Father Time is undefeated. And he's just slow this year, man. Like Clint's not the same Clint that he's been in the past. So what I want to look at is opponents shooting around the rim. I'm like, how is their rim defense at this point? So I can go to opponent shooting here and look at by zone. So this is how I can see how they're defending the rim. I'm going to look at the last roughly 10 games or so since Okongwu has overtaken Capella in the minutes and how much he's playing for this squad. And if we look at restricted area, that's going to be that little circle that we see on these when we look at these shot charts right here, right? The restricted area is going to be right there, right next to the rim. So that's within about 5 feet of the rim. And you can see in the restricted area, field goals allowed. They're allowing the third most attempts inside that place. They are allowing the most makes inside that place. And they are, I guess it's not that big of they're not that great of a field goal percentage for their opponents, but they're taking so many damn shots at the rim that's why they're still getting the most makes against them. Even on the season, they're still terrible down there, right? Yeah, I mean, they're still basically the same, just fourth most instead of the most. So they've been bad and they've been worse as of late. So Jalen Duren, he has been hooping. And if we look at these last 3, I knew that was going to be something that probably drew people's attention, was like, well, if he's getting the points, do we like him on the boards? So he took 8 field goal attempts in 30 minutes. 9 in 25, and then 27 against the Pacers. I believe one of those, the Knicks is when he had foul trouble. That's why he only played 20. But that's why you can't trust this man. 1, it's the fouling, and 2, it's sometimes Biggerstaff's just not giving him minutes. He's just getting 20, 25. He's averaging 25 on the season. So let's say he plays 25 minutes tonight, and I'll see if there's anything I can do with that. I'm going to put him at like 25 to 30 and see if he has like really, really good hit rate numbers there with those amount of minutes on the floor. It's still not much of a guarantee. I mean, he's at 11.5 points, should be good for the double, the 10 points. And then as far as the boards go, 11 of 20, still at 10.6 boards. It's not really like a smash spot. And I'm assuming you're saying it's plus money, which is chill. So I'm assuming it's at least like plus 110 for the double. Maybe not even at this point. If he's at 10.5 boards on DraftKings, maybe it's down to minus money. So it might be a look. It's not one that I'm really trying to mess with for Jalen Duren. He's just not that consistent with the minutes. And that's what really like pushes me away from wanting to bet on him. Let's see. I'm just to see if there's a couple other in this game real quick. David's got some star comments for y'all. You like the Cade RA he did in 2024? Yep. Yeah, definitely. You can add the boards there if you want. He didn't have Jalen Duren in the last game, so that's one thing to consider for the Cade boards. I didn't go after the points because they're dumb high, and I didn't go after the boards because they're only at 5.5. But with Jalen Duren in, he's at 5.9 boards. Right, per game, so slightly fewer than when actually a good amount fewer, because when he plays without Jalen Duren, these are probably at about 7 boards per game. So it's like a couple boards more. No, he's at 9 boards per game without Jalen this season. So I guess, wow, Duren's only missed 3 games. I didn't realize that. But either way, the 9 boards he's had with, like, that's a pretty big difference there, right? So I would be careful just knowing that the last time he played them, he did have no Jalen Duren with him. Krejci points as the Hawks. Yeah, okay, Mark. Mark, are you the one that's been talking about Krejci? I know people have been coming at me with Krejci for last couple of weeks. Wait, will you put that back up real quick, Dave? I'm going to read what Mark was saying about Vit. 7 of 8 games he hit with Jalen back last game. Yeah, so he hit with Jalen last game. The thing that I was actually leaning towards with Vit was like, should we go after his assists? But now that Jalen's back, I mean, he did have it with Jalen back against the Knicks. It was only 6 potentials. But when Jalen was out, he had 15 potentials against Chicago. He had 7 against Phoenix. Only had 4 in the first game against Phoenix, but with Jalen out, he was diming up. That was one thing I was looking at. But he is in the starting lineup, and if we look at his points, this is a good moment in time, real quick, to bring up the NBA Fantasy Labs. Now, real quick, like all these games, he started. So he played 30 against Toronto, 23-11. So he started playing 28, 28, 22, 26, 35 against Phoenix, 29, 26, and then 33 last game against New York. With everybody in. So, and what I mean, Bogey played in that game too. Is Bogey playing in this game real quick? Let me go back up to this injury report. Bogdanovich is not even on the report. So he's playing, but like, I don't know if that matters. Let me just pull this up for Vit. I can't, these points are talking to me now for Vit Krejci. And how do you score against this team? Yeah, they're good against spot ups. They're not good against the pick and roll ball handler. Detroit also plays that drop defense and kind of leaves their defenders one-on-one on an island to a degree. I know we're spending a lot of time on this game, but I'll be honest with you, like there's good options in this game. So let me put Vit on the floor with JJ real quick. So Vit, Jalen Johnson, Trae Young, we can bank on. Let's put Okongwu out here because we know he's starting. And then the other starter is Dyson. So let's just see how many minutes those guys have played together. Probably not that many. Yeah, never mind. Not that many. Let me take Okongwu off. I don't really care about him versus Clint Capella. This is still just 35 minutes. What I'm looking at here is how these guys play on court together. So if you're not familiar with this one, this is also linked in the description of the video, fantasylabs.com. You can see how guys play on court together versus when they're off court as well. And I don't really need to put anybody off court right now. I just want to know how Vit plays when Jalen Johnson is in there. That's what my thought process is. It's only been 35 minutes of floor time together, though, with all these guys. Vit is at like 5 points because he's not taking nearly as many shots. But I mean, it's still, I mean, the hit rate right there, the minutes, let's do it this way. What about when he plays 25 plus? We probably don't even do 20. Yeah, I mean, 25 plus, and he's looking at a pretty nice number here, 10.5 points. He's down to 7.5 because Jalen Johnson just got ruled in. He was 8.5, right? This is a look. Okay, this is huge. Yeah, Najee's out. Quentin's available. Klay Thompson's out. Okay, that's big. Thank you for that. Let's go to that game in one step. We'll go to that game right after this one. Vic Krejci is on the radar right now. Like if this got down to 7.5, minus 120. The threes I can see, but someone pointed out to me the other day, like, bro's hooping, honestly, like, regardless of the threes. He's not even relying fully. He's only taking about 5 per game. So he's not fully relying on threes. Taking 5 per game to make 2, yeah, stay on points, not threes. I agree. I just wanted to check out what people were talking about there. Mark M is our local Atlanta Hawks expert, too. So we got to listen to what Mark's saying here. 7.5 minus 135. Let me know what you think, Mark. 8.5 is plus 116. I'm going to keep the... I mean, 8.5 still gives you a little bit of an edge there. I'm going to keep this on the radar real quick. David, if you don't mind, we can just throw that as a lean for 1 sec, and then I'm going to make sure I come back to it because I want to get to Dallas and Minnesota real quick. All right.
You got it.
Thank you, sir. All right, so that's going to be denoted as a lean for now for Vit Krejci. And I don't want to piss off Mark either because it'd be like the 3rd time that Mark brought up Vit and I didn't bet on Vit, and then Vit would hit, and that would suck for everyone. So Vit might hit, so you might need to hit Vit. Timberwolves, Mavs. As we go over this one, quick reminder, give that video a like if you would. Go ahead and subscribe to the page so you don't miss any of this stuff. I would recommend the notifications. We're in a big sports moment of the year, so the lives could happen without much heads up. But all right, T-Wolves, Mavs. We know everybody out for the Mavs other than now. Kyrie, Dinwiddie, PJ, Daniel, Gafford, and Clay's out. So this is going to be a Quentin Grimes start, maybe, most likely. Jaden Hardy also out in this game. And then who's Dallas playing tomorrow? Dallas. Yeah. And then Dallas has OKC tomorrow. So this has blowout written all over it, honestly, for Minnesota. Not necessarily like a lookover game because obviously Minnesota lost to Dallas in the playoffs, but OKC still obviously going to be bigger on most people's radar. And that's, we'll probably have Clay play tomorrow and a couple other guys are going to miss in this game, but Lively's out for a minute. So what do we do with this? We know these 4 are going to start together. Let's see if we can find anything that helps us get there with NBA advanced stats. All right, let's go to Dallas for a minute. Got to make this one smaller. Dallas Mavs. On court, we're going to put Gafford and Kyrie and PJ. And I think Quentin, we'll put Dinwiddie out there because we know he's been starting lately. Let's put them out there. And we got to make sure off court we got Lively, Hardy, Clay, Najee, Luka. None of those guys are playing in this game. So we got to take them off court and see how everybody now performs when they're on court together. And it's not awesome, to be honest with you. It's 18 minutes, so it's not that helpful. But you can see Dinwiddie is actually at about 9.5 dimes. Kyrie is at 7.5 at 28.5 points. This is all per 36 minutes. So this is not like just per game, but this is within 36 minutes with this lineup on the floor. I just don't know if they're going to give up if they start getting waxed early. And Minnesota's been a lot better lately since Ant really just took on this driving role instead of shooting so much is really the difference if you look at the numbers. So let me see. Let me take this off real quick. Let's take who do we even take off? Dinwiddie? Doesn't matter. This lineup hasn't played that much together, so it's not going to matter. Yeah, that's not going to help us necessarily. It's really just going to be let's look at these numbers for a minute against a really good Minnesota defense, man. And have they played this season? Yeah, they played twice already. That's right. Yeah. I remember Ant went off in the first quarter and then they lost. And then the second game, Minnesota lost again by 6. Oh, no, they won the first game, but they lost the second one by 6. And right now I'm looking at PJ Washington. I don't even know where to go with this one for real right now. I was looking at considering Jaden McDaniels, but now I'm getting scared that this is going to be a little bit of a blowout. David, did anybody's comments with these? I'm just going to go back through them actually, because I know we got stuff here. Let's see. Edwards threes we could take a look at. Yeah, the 5+ boards for McDaniels for sure. But yeah, Dallas is going to be bricking. That's probably true. We'll see. Kyrie went that clean off, didn't he, against his squad? Head to head, was it this season when he went off? Yeah, he went off both games against them without one. Oh, they both had Luka in them in both these games this season against Minnesota. 37 minutes, 39 points. And I believe Jaden McDaniels was the leading defender. So that's one thing real quick about McDaniels' boards. I'm glad you brought this up. What scares me a bit about McDaniels' boards is if he's the main defender on Kyrie, then he's the main defender on the guy shooting the most shots. And if you're guarding the guy shooting, you're not in position to get the boards, right? You got to contest the shot. So if we look at Jaden MCD, points nice, boards, he did have 6 against them in this last game. That had Luka in it too. Might have been guarding Luka actually. Normally he's the Luka defender, and this one I think he's gonna be guarding Kyrie. So I don't love it, to be honest. This is one where I'm probably staying away. If you can get 4.5, but you're gonna have to drink that juice, right? Like -150 or probably some bullshit for over 4.5. Probably not a playable number. So I can't really go to this, which has been a cash cow. And bro has been hooping and he's been getting minutes. So I understand looking after Jaden McDaniels props. I never feel like I can trust bro's shooting, obviously. So I'm not tempted to take his points, especially as high as they are. So this is too high on that stuff for Jaden McDaniels. I'm probably gonna pass on that one right now. Here's an interesting thing. Fade Randall, mostly because mostly because they're getting he and Rudy are having their minutes cut into by this man who's finally getting a few more looks. 33 minutes against Memphis with everybody available, played down the stretch. 26 is usually what his ceiling is. He played that against Cleveland. So 25, 29 right there. Like, he hasn't really been getting any more like 18-minute games. Bro's been playing 30 a lot, including right here. So like 29 to 30 minutes. I mean, if you give him 25 plus, and I don't see any reason to think that they wouldn't keep putting him in for that amount of time. 25 to 30 minutes this season. He's averaging 15 a game. God damn, this got high. I'm not the only one looking at this, obviously. And this is part of the fade Randall, is like Nas is cutting into his minutes a bit, but it's either he or Rudy that he's cutting into. And if we're talking about this matchup with Gafford and PJ, I mean, Nas can handle Gafford, that's for sure. I'm not worried about that. I wouldn't be worried about that. Yeah, I mean, the fade of Randall, this is all wonky right now for Minnesota too. He's been ass for sure. I would, first of all, please don't be asking me to go over on Julius Randle. Let's make that abundantly clear. The assists, they were like a much better bet. Maybe we're back to that with Conley out there. Conley's really acting like a spot-up shooter. I mean, these potentials are not nothing. He had 8, 17, and 10. So, yeah. Also, when you see the potentials lower than the actual assists, it's really stupid, but potential assists are an automatic stat, whereas assists are a stat that's up to the actual human statistician. So there's times where the statistician is very lenient with his assist gives. He'll be like, Jaden McDaniels passes the ball to Julius Randle, who takes 3 dribbles, shot fake, and goes up, and they give Jaden McDaniels the assist. But the computer is like, that's not a potential assist. That wasn't even really an assist. So that's how come you see that discrepancy sometimes, where this dude had 8 potential assists, but he had 9 actual assists. How is that even possible? And the answer is it's not the same thing, keeping track of each one of those. So keep that in mind. But either way.
Can I interrupt you?
What?
That's an interesting thought. Do you know how they keep data on referees and their trends? Do you know who the statistician is assigned to a game?
Oh,
on that?
No.
Okay, fair enough.
Right. Yeah, no. There's no way that they are giving out that information. I used to know some of them for like the Warriors and the Kings and the Lakers. They're just
team employees?
Not even, man. Oftentimes, like one of the statisticians I knew was a dude who worked at the radio station where one of the broadcasters worked as well, and blah, 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 blah. So like he just randomly would work games because the broadcaster was like, we need a statistician tonight. You want to do it? So it's for it's someone who works for the team or whomever they get to come work for the team. He like learned how to do it, trained, and then like became one of the guys they could call on. But it's not even like it's the same guy every time. So, all right. So no, but it's a good question. But yeah, no, the statistician is not to be tampered with, and let's not go down that hole.
Just to answer Swish's question, he's laughing about referee props. In soccer, there are. It's great.
Yeah, it's wild. Yeah, what a game. All right, so Randall is from Dallas, not a bad call. And so head to head here this season, 8 and 7 dimes. That's a look right there. Yeah, he is going off with his fam in town. That's a pretty good call right there. Slay Productions, with a hilarious name as well. Yeah, Jay Randall on the RA. Is that the consideration here? What's he at on the season here? So he is averaging decent amount of boards. I don't hate it. I don't feel like I have much of an edge there. The assists do feel low if we believe he's like back into being point Randall. But I will say Pinnacle is a sharp book. We talk about that a lot on here. They don't like it nearly as much. I don't really like to bet on the odds when they're worse for the books that I have access to, like DK, Caesar, Bet365, BetMGM. All of those ones have worse odds. It's not really something I'm keen to get to, but it makes sense if you like the angle of him playing in Dallas. I mean, last season when he played, and he didn't even play in Dallas for both those games. So let's just relax a little bit. But I do like the fact that you know that stuff for Randall. I think guys playing in front of their home crowd does make, like, where they grew up, home crowd makes sense. I don't love this game. I'm gonna be honest. I can see the blowout coming. I was hoping maybe we see some like Quentin Grimes stuff, but now we need to know who's starting and all that good stuff. This is a good defense, so it's not like this is a good matchup. So let me move past this one. I don't think I even want to. Let's keep going for a sec. All right, Cleveland, Houston. We obviously need to know about LeVert and a few guys, but as we're going over to this one, also a quick reminder: go ahead and give that video a like, and we'll get into this game here in a minute as well. One more reminder too: if you do want to sign up for, I have one other reminder. If you, but I'll give you this one. If you want to sign up for a free month of the VIP and get access, we're up 45 units on the season right now. Also, a lot of great one-on-one consultations, easy word to say. If you want to get a little bit better at sports betting, I'm offering the opportunity to meet, trim some of those bad habits, give you guys some good ones, and keep going. Go ahead and sign up for any of the books that you see scrolling underneath me. They're linked in the description of the video. If you sign up, use code LYB, send me a screenshot showing me that you did that on Twitter or Discord, and I'll give you a free month in the VIP. It's at JL Boogie on Twitter and Discord. Also wanted to give you guys a quick reminder or a quick update here because my homie Daft has been locked out of YouTube, and I think you guys know that. And this actually happened to Ev, who you can see right here as well. Ev got locked out recently. It's some bullshit. I'm actually scared it's going to happen to me because they don't even really know why. But for right now, I don't think you're going to be able to see Daft stuff. He is putting up content, though, on a different page as of right now. That is, let me pull it up. Hold on a sec. Where are you at, Daft? It is at I Am Daft Previews. So it's basically the same one. This is also Daft, but he just had to switch this over. So if you're looking for Daft's videos, he's going to be coming out with stuff on I Am Daft Previews for now. And then he'll get his other account unlocked and get back to it. My boy's all the way up at 25,000 subscribers. So I did want to give that notification to you guys that he is still making videos, but you got to go to I Am Daft Previews. That's his update for right now. So, oh shit, I'm sorry. And I got the wrong one up again. Come on, Lander, do better. So this is Daft's page right now. So for those of you not familiar, Daft's fucking awesome. That's my guy. Obviously talk very consistently as well with the plays we're going over. So his account right now is currently on lock because of some bullshit. He hasn't done anything wrong. I mean, I don't think he's like a secret like KKK or something like that, but do they have the KKK in Australia? Anyway, I Am Daft Previews is the new account. So make sure that you hit this one up. It looks just like the other one, but it is going to be a little bit different. I Am Daft Previews. All right. That's my good deed for the day for Daft, because that sucks that he got locked out. And I'm hoping that good karma comes around and I don't get fucked by the same bullshit. All right. Cavs and Rockets right now. Bet I have is Amin. Like, it's fucking Amin, man. So I got him 27.5 minus 120. I got that on Pinnacle on FanDuel. It's the same bet, same number here on DraftKings as well. And I'm good with that 27.5 for Amin. PRA I just took because he's liable to get 10 boards. He's liable to get 6 assists. He's liable to get 20 points. I don't know exactly which one he's going to do, but I do want to add the points in there because he has been taking 14, 12, but he got to the line, 8, but he got to the line 7 times. So he's getting like 7 basically 5 free throws and 14 shots a game. That's where Amin's at. So his involvement in the offense is a ton. I don't know how you take him out of the starting lineup when Jabari Smith Jr. comes back, but that's another combo. not going to have a good matchup for him on Cleveland. They're just not. They're going to have to put Max Strus or Karis LeVert on him. No one's jumping with Amin anyway, other than maybe Osar, his twin. So if you look at the way he scores, we're talking about 14th in terms of transition defense for the Cavs. But again, no Evan Mobley is really going to impact this defense for that squad, especially down low. So as good as they are in the paint normally, I think Amin's going to be able to get in the paint. I think he's going to be able to get plenty of boards versus his one-on-one matchup as well. So keep that in mind. Yeah, the triple kangaroos. Jesus Christ. That's fucking brilliant, actually. They do have the KKK in Australia. It's just like a children's band with 3 guys dressed as kangaroos. All right. And they're secretly Nazis. All right. Fuck, I'm just working my 5 minutes that I'm going to go live tonight with, I guess, on you guys. So Amin's a bet. Jalen Green's also really good. I don't know if he's going to have a great matchup either. Let me see what you guys are looking at before I just keep getting into this and see what y'all want. Yeah, that's a really good point. If you don't even like me, but you like Daft and you like this video, you're helping out Daft as well. So there you go. And he could have jumped on the stream, but I guess he, has a fucking job or something. Get out of here, Daft. All right, so a green assist from Free Sauce. We gotta listen. Free Sauce has some really great looks in the Discord in the free section. He's kind of one of the commanders in chief, I would say, of the free section of the Discord. And then he's throwing that stuff in the VIP as well, and keeping some of the better looks for us in there. So if you want to take a look at any of his stuff in the comments, I highly recommend it. He's starting me off with Jalen Green on the dimes, and so Jalen Green's matchup is probably going to be Brooks, right? Or Brooks, it's on his fucking team. This is what I'm talking about. This defense is starting to dwindle when you don't have Evan Mobley to cover you out there who can guard 1 through 5. So, I mean, we're talking about Donnie, Darius, who are they guarding? If not Jalen, Fred VanVleet, probably one of them. And then, yeah, he's not going to have much in his way. So the dimes are at 2.5. You can still get minus 105. That is basically what he's at on the season. I'll say Fred's back in. He missed a couple games. With Fred, it's basically the same. I just don't like taking assists for this team, honestly. I'm sure you have your look, bro, and I respect it. I don't personally know how to bet assists for this squad when in reality, they just don't they just don't pass. They score all their points off the pull up, right? And off of the pick and roll ball handler. They're not really scoring off of spot up stuff. Anybody out there except for kind of Dylan Brooks and company. So not really into that one as much, but I can understand wanting to take it. If I was going to look at anything else in this game, yeah, nothing really was calling to me. Donnie Mitchell would be the best candidate to go off for the points. If you look at the way that, if you look at the way that this squad plays, if you look at the way that the Rockets play defense, lost my train of thought. The way the Rockets play defense, they're giving up the 4th most points to the pick and roll ball handler. So Houston doesn't double down on the ball. They leave their defenders one-on-one and they limit the spot up. They are second best limiting spot ups in the league. That's why they're also second best limiting assists in this league, because they're not giving up catch and shoot stuff. So you're not finding stuff, and you can't really score at the rim either. Their paint defense, where we at points in the paint, they're 11th best limiting points in the paint. But either way, for Donnie, it would be about pulling up and taking. If he takes 25 shots tonight, then he's going to be getting his points. I got to imagine. That's kind of where we're at. Oh, Beal's ruled out. I was wrong about that. Thanks for that, David. All right, we'll look at that. I guess we can look at some backups for the Suns now a little bit more, but I don't really want to, because Devin Booker could also just score 100 points. Yeah, Donnie would be a play. If you think he's going to go off tonight, then yeah, maybe just take him for 30, honestly. But that's the only look for points that I really like in this game. I do think there's going to be points. I think it's going to be played at a fast pace. Houston's going to be playing fast with Amin out there as well. But that's really all that's calling to me. I thought about Ty Jerome if Karis LeVert is out. Ty Jerome would be my next look here, as he'd definitely be getting a bunch more minutes in this game. 8.5 is beatable for Ty. He just doesn't even have that level of correlation with, if Karis LeVert is out, then Ty Jerome do better. It's not even really like that. He's had some games where everybody was out, so he scored. But yeah, this scares me a little bit for Ty. So I'll keep going. If y'all don't have any looks for this, I was kind of going through stuff to see if you guys had any looks for it. HBK likes Tati Eason. Tari's PRA, not a bad look either. He's going to be the beneficiary of fewer Jabari Smith minutes as well. Let's take Jabari out and see if that's helped Tari a lot. It has, but Amin Amin was missing in one of these games. Jabari in the other, so he's tough to pin down as well. In terms of the assists, like I don't really know how to like cap if Tari Eason's going to get assists. He doesn't really have the ball in his hands that much. Still a good defense. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a little bit, nothing's really calling to me on this one. Let's get to, I know someone wanted to talk about these two games actually interest me a lot. So let's do Thunder Jazz for a minute. And then we can talk about the last couple games there as well, including the Kings and the Warriors. And if we don't have, I don't know that we're going to get updates on this Clippers game. And the Celtics have the Lakers tomorrow. National TV would make sense that they kind of they sit at least one of Horford and Kristaps tonight. So let's see. Interesting call right here. Actually, this is tempting as well. The Şengün dimes, I can see that from the standpoint of Jared Allen being big and good on defense against him down low. What are his assists at? He has been diming up as of late, not flying over it, but you can get minus 130. Let's see real quick. I'm going to go to FanDuel Fantasy Pros for 1 second. I'm just going to look at team defense versus position. Do the Cavs give up assists to centers? I don't feel like they do, but maybe I'm wrong. I mean, he's not even really a true center. We need his archetype. They're not great limiting centers. I could see that, especially if he's getting any offensive boards against Allen and wants to kick it back out. I think that would make sense. Let's see if he's done it against them. They haven't played this season. And last season, he did have 6 dimes against them in that one, with Amin and Cam Whitmore missing. But yeah, it could be a look. How many is he at this season? On the season, he's at 5 dimes. It's just that the odds aren't great on this for me. Minus 125. This was like normally priced, then this would be a good look in a good matchup. I could see that, but I'm going to pass on the Şengün assists. Let me get to those games that I'm looking at here. Where we at? All right, taking this out. All right. Looking at Jazz Thunder. Quick reminder, one more time as we switch games, go ahead and give that video a like while you're tuning in and jumping in. J-Dub is still questionable. Is that right, David? I believe J-Dub is still questionable. Nothing new came in yet?
No, nothing new, no.
Cool. Then I did put John Collins in. I mean, this is a little bit of a scary bet. And I guess he's popular because the hit rate is so good. What I was concerned with is like, what happens if he doesn't play very many minutes? And I mean, look, if he has a floor of 20 minutes and a ceiling of 25 minutes, let's say he's on a minutes restriction, came back from hip injury, he might not even start. Like, we might just get dicked off bat, in which case we take the L and we move on. But like, even if he plays 20 to 25 minutes, he's still gone over this in 3 of 5. This is the points. If we look at the PR, over in 3 of 5, averaging 21, which gets you over as well. I mean, if he plays 25 plus, like I got to feel good about the 20.5 PR that we took here. I know some people got 19.5, so we lost a little bit of the opening value on this one, but I still think John Collins is going to be a good look. The reason I love him in this matchup so much, not just the hit rate, but like rebounds are easier to come by against the Thunder. Granted, they need to miss shots, and they may not, so tough to tell, but these teams will be playing fast enough that we'll get a lot of possessions and a lot of opportunities. So John Collins is a guy that if they go small, because OKC doesn't have a true center in this one other than like Jalen Williams, then if they go small, you can still keep John Collins out there as your small ball 5 because he's versatile. So I really wanted to take him over Walker Kessler because I just don't trust Walker to not get played off the floor if they don't have anything out there resembling a true center. At the same time, what are his boards at? Yeah, 10.5. So I don't know how to project his minutes for Walker. That's really why I'm kind of avoiding his stuff as of right now. But that's kind of where I'm at with that one. I don't really want to play much. If this is a true blowout for the Thunder at home, then this is going to be a scary game to take anybody's numbers on. John Collins will be the play because it's low for what his numbers would be even if he plays 20 minutes. That's really what this is about. Not sure if anybody had anything for this one. Yeah, Hardenstein's not playing in this one. Let's see. All right, cool. Filipowski, known as babysitter guy. If you don't know why Filipowski is known as babysitter guy, I just type in Filipowski babysitter or Filipowski girlfriend or whatever. You could probably put it together. He was groomed. Let's put it that way. All right. And the story is pretty interesting because it reminds me of like the South Park episode where like Kyle's little brother starts dating his teacher. and then the cops aren't taking it seriously because they're like, wait, it's a male student dating a female teacher. What the fuck's wrong with? All right. So Hornets, Grizzlies, play that I do like in this one. I already took under on LaMelo. That's pretty gone at 29.5. You can get 27.5, 28.5 is still the play here. You're starting to lose me at 27.5, but this is a terrible matchup for LaMelo. I mean, he's going to be taking all his shots off the pull-up. This defense limits pull-ups to like the third best. They limit point guards to the third or fifth fewest points. What is it? Fourth fewest points. I was right in between it. And they're going to pressure you, blitz the point guard, force the ball out of his hands, and then they're going to give up points down low. They're going to give up the 18th most points at the rim. They're giving up the 25th most points above the break, but it's all spot up, right? They're giving up the 10th most points to spot up shooters, and they're not getting much else off of that, right? So they're going to force the ball out of LaMelo's hands. I wouldn't hate an assist prop for him definitely more than the points in this one because I went under. You could get cute with like a 30 plus or under 30 points for LaMelo, 8+ assists or something like that, and do the negative correlation. That'll get you better odds back on your bet there. But assists is what I'd be going over. Points I already went under for this man. Let's see. I know that we were talking about the Santi system. I don't know if Crank Zone's in the chat. Let me know what you think about the Santi system in this Hornets game. This Hornets defense isn't that bad, man, and they're pretty good against the spot up. 8th best. Santi's got to hit his threes. Otherwise, he's really not getting us there too often. They are giving up the 8th most attempts from 3, I will say. Yeah. Santi's a look, but I don't know how to get there with him other than the stuff we've been looking at. I mean, I guess we shouldn't pussyfoot around now. If we were taking this because he's playing with Ja and he scores more points with Ja. I thought he did. Maybe I lied. I guess not. He's over in 15 of 24 with Ja. I mean, without him, he's also over in hella games too. Maybe I'm wrong. It's about the same. I mean, he still averages about 13, 14. He still has like a 62% hit rate on this number for the season as a whole. So I don't know how to get the edge here. And GG's back. Not a bad call there. How many minutes did GG play last game? I don't think he's got props listed, but GG, I think he played like 15 or something. I know his first game back was the other day. Yeah. That's true. Do you know when they're all like, you know what I'm saying? He's like, yes, I know what you were saying. That is a fucking immaculate episode, dude. Butter's bottom bitch. All right. Yeah, we got to kneel at the altar of Lord Santi, but goddamn, Santi, like if you don't hit your shots, then I mean, that's a problem. He's not getting to the line. He's not getting many dunks. System malfunction. Charlotte D is okay is exactly right. Yeah, I think we need to go back and make some repairs to the system on this one. I could see I don't know how. What's LaMelo's turnovers at actually? Oh, sorry, I did take Nick Smith as well. Oh, and I know you all wanted me to get to Nick. All of a sudden, the Hornets are this incredibly fun team to talk about because of Mark Williams. What a time, and because we don't ding dong, Nick Richards is gone. What's LaMelo's turnovers? Let's start there. I'm getting squirrel over here. 3.5, eh? Just 3.5. So here's what I'm looking at for this is like if we go over to teams, let's just do general steals. Like I was saying, this Memphis team, they get the 6th most steals a game. This is because they play that pressure defense and they force the ball into the corners where they can trap, right? That's what they're trying to do. So they get a ton of steals. Which team has the most turnovers? The Hornets are 23rd in terms of turnovers. They're also in terms of turnover percentage, which is how often they're getting turnovers. They're worse. They're 26th. 16% of their possessions end with a turnover. And who do we think is leading this team in turnovers per game? We should probably assume that it is LaMelo Ball, who is 4th in the league in turning over the ball, 3.9 turnovers per game. This is at 3.5, minus 110. Rarely do you see me do this, but man, this is calling to me. When's the last time he played this squad? Did he even play them last year in the 12 games he played? Nah, he didn't. So there's nothing here about head-to-head, but if we're going to talk about an opponent getting steals against another one, this would be the game. But yeah, I don't know. That's just one look right there too. If you're talking about Nick Smith, I took him over 11.5, got this like minus 102 on FanDuel. And it's going up a bit, and I'm considering him 15 plus, but his look is also a direct correlation to LaMelo not scoring and LaMelo passing more, spot ups being open, Nick Smith hitting threes. He just cashed 5 of them. His threes prop is 2.5 or plus 130. That's calling to me. You can get plus 140 on Bet365 as well for him to hit 3. He attempted 8. If he attempts 8, I love him to hit 3. Shit, if he attempts 7, I like him to hit 3. This does seem like a moment for him. And their 4th most threes allowed. Do we got to get back in on the Nick Smith action? Yeah, I got to put another. What do I have to put on this? 60 times 1.4. Yeah, I got to put 70 on it. Yeah. All right. I'm going to put 0.7 units on that to make a full unit back. Yeah, I got to add that. I mean, this is a team that's forcing the ball out of dude's hands to put them in his hands to get him to shoot threes. If he takes 7 or 8, I love plus 140. So let's go ahead and hit that, please. David, we'll do 0.7 units on over 2.5 threes for Nick Smith, which is plus 140 right there on Bet365 if you're looking at it.
Just a friendly reminder.
Yes.
I still have BIT as a lean.
Oh, thank you.
Said you were going to revisit.
Yeah, thank you for that. Perfect. Wow. All right. Well, now we have 1.7 units on Nick Smith today. I'm fine with that. Yeah, I mean, the Grizzlies are giving up the 8th most attempts from 3 because of the way that they're, once again, playing defense, sagging off the spot ups, and just pressuring the shit out of the ball. So I love that for Nick Smith. I do. So for Mark Will, I mean, I do like his points a bit more than the boards, even though I don't dislike the boards. I told you, like with Zach Edey out there, especially, he's down to 11.5 on the rebounds. Oh, you can get 10.5 at some spots. So what's that make his PR today? Still 27. Because they bumped his points up from 15.5 too. Well, you can still get 15.5 there. Wait a second. Can you get 20? You can't get 26.5 though. On the PR for Richards. I'm assuming y'all bet him in this game. I mean, he's gonna be better than Zach Edey. And even with Jaren Jackson Jr., I mean, this team, like I said, they've been giving up a lot down low too lately for this squad. So if you want to take Mark Will, I understand that. I'm not going to talk you out of it, honestly. I don't know if I'm going to get back in on the Mark Williams action or not just yet. But what time is this game? This is also an 8 o'clock start. All right, we're going to wrap this up pretty shortly. I want to see what you guys are looking at in this one. Jello. Yeah, that's a good one. Everybody's talking about Ryan Dunn too, huh? Yeah, facts. A pimp named Slickback. That's facts. All right, you want to check? J-Main wants to talk about. Yeah, you brought that up earlier, right? You talk about Bane assists, and you said under, didn't you? Y'all didn't like the Bane assist as of late. Is he up at 5.5 now? So yeah, it's minus 160. You're saying you would add that as a parlay piece because he's been with Ja. He's been diming up. It's crazy how many dimes he's got with Ja. I know it doesn't seem like a good bet, and maybe it's actually not bad because this Charlotte team is 17th limiting assists. Not awesome, but they're not terrible by any means. Damn, I mean, we're probably getting a spike, but like, oh, this is without Ja, bro. My bad. I had the wrong. See, this is with Ja. I was like, how is he getting more with Ja? Right. So this makes a lot more sense. 4.4 assists with Ja per game. I will say, I mean, if he's gotten 30 plus minutes, he's probably also doing a little bit better. And he wasn't playing 30 plus very much. Doesn't help him that much. Helps him a little bit though. But keep in mind, like Desmond wasn't playing as much earlier in the season. So some of the early hits or misses that he had on his props was in part because he wasn't getting the minutes. I mean, he's only played 10 games this season where he saw 30 minutes out of his 21 games or whatever that he's played. So yeah, I feel you. If you want to go under on that against Charlotte and you think he's going to be doing scoring and not driving and passing, then I can understand that. No qualms with that one. I do want to at least just a quick look at the Warriors and Kings because I do got a roll here. But I will say Keegan Murray is also a very popular play today. He does do very well against this Dubs team. If we could get his stuff to come up. Come on now. Let's refresh. Refresh. Come on, interwebs. Is this just me? Is Props Madness just being slow? All right, Props Madness being slow. Thank you. All right, so let's finish with this one right here. And once again, for those of y'all jumped in, if you do want to go ahead and give that video a like, go ahead and subscribe to the page. Super helpful. Much appreciated. Lord Algorithm is what we're appealing to. For Keegan, can I get his stuff? Come on, man. They really don't want me to look at Keegan Murray. There we go. Keegan Murray on the points. 11 per game. Head-to-head, he only had 11 in the last one. They won by 30. It took 11 shots in 26 minutes. So I'm just not sure they're not going to win by 30 again. I hope people really realize how bad this Dubs team is, man. People think that like Bay Area fans think they're a player away from contending. And I'm like, what are you smoking? Well, we know it's the Bay Area. We know what they're smoking. Bay Area. So for Keegan on the threes, this is about spot up shooting. So there's a lot of stuff. I know Crank Zone is on Keegan Murray. I know he's on Moses Moody. I believe Pips is on Moses Moody as well. He's not a bad look. I can't trust this Dubs team. I don't know. I'm not going to have a bet for you guys for this game until I know who's starting for the Dubs. Gary Payton Jr. is questionable. I don't even know if he's going to play. It's a mess, man. They are a complete. Look how many players you have props for, right? I mean, the one sneaky look is Kevon Looney because Steve Kerr loves playing Kevon Looney against Domas Sabonis, and that'll probably be the play here again. He played how many minutes against them this season? He played 16 minutes. It's still not enough. I mean, he did have 9 and 5 in 16 minutes, but all right, that's going to do it for me for this one, y'all. I do want to get a couple plays in that I need to like clear my head and just get a couple things looked at for the VIP. If you do want the VIP access, you can jump into any of the sports books and get that for yourself. Free month. If you do sign up for any of the sports books listed here and in the description of the video, get yourself a free month by signing up. Use code LYB. Send me a screenshot on Twitter or Discord showing me that you did sign up. The name is @JLBoogie. I'll go ahead and get you a free month in the Discord. Once you show me that you signed up for any of these books. We got Better. No, we don't have Better. I got to take that one out. I'll remove it. BetMGM, Sleeper, Underdog, and a few others, Thrills or whatever, but like not Better. Go ahead and sign up. Use the code. Get all your free money. Send me that proof on Twitter and Discord @JLBoogie. I'll get you that free month. And I will be having a video tonight. Big shout out to David, by the way. Thanks for everything today, as always. Video coming out tonight for tomorrow's 9-game slate. Got another big slate tomorrow, small one on Friday, and then Saturday, another big one. And we will be going live on Saturday. One more reminder, because he's my guy. Daft is currently suspended. Daft Previews, who I'm sure a lot of y'all are familiar with. Daft is currently not able to get to his stuff. So if you do want to find Daft's stuff, you have to go to I Am Daft Previews at this point, and that should get you in. I don't know how to use this platform even when I'm on it. But yeah, so Daft is currently on I Am Daft Previews. For those of you guys looking for his stuff, he got suspended, but you can find that stuff really easy. So, all right, cool. That's all we've got for today. I appreciate you guys being around. We'll be back tomorrow, so let's get it again. And until I see you then, happy betting.